Get back into control with stress reduction. Question for you: why just manage your stress when you can reduce it? Feel better now. I'm Robert Ridpath from Health Synergy, where we help people reduce their stress, regain their health, and live truly extraordinary lives with passion, purpose, mission, and vision. And in this video, you're going to discover some core fundamentals to help you reduce your stress. If you want to relax and feel better, if you want to get rid of that stressed out, overwhelmed, anxious feeling, where you feel like you can't cope or deal with things anymore, you must get your stress under control. Stress messes up your sleep. It promotes weight gain and that belly fat, which is the most dangerous type of fat, and it inhibits your ability to lose weight. It zaps and reduces your energy. It negatively impacts your relationships, and it takes the joy and the juice out of life. Look, if you feel like the world is on top of you and you're being crushed, you may have that sinking feeling, and well, frankly, you might just feel burned out. Well, not good. And chronic stress, well, it shortens your lifespan. And these are all excellent reasons why you need to get your stress under control. However, why would you want to live like that? You have a choice. More simply put, if you want to relax and have more control of your life, if you want to have peace of mind and be more confident, if you want to sleep better, and if you want to lose weight, if you want to have better, closer, more fulfilling relationships, if you just want to feel better and to have more fun and joy in your life, well, you got to get your stress under control. And you know what? You deserve better. You deserve to have a life with more fun and joy. We all do. And in the next few minutes, you will discover a clear understanding of how you can feel better, get back into control of your life with purpose, mission, and vision, and have more confidence, boost your energy, lose belly fat, and much more. And you can do this by addressing the three most important core factors of stress reduction. So a question for you: where did you learn how to reduce your stress? Did your parents teach you? How about in school? Did you learn how to reduce stress in school? Or how about in the workplace? Or did they just teach you stress management? Or maybe you picked it up on the fly, kind of as needed, right? And maybe you got into being angry, or worst case, maybe yelling, or worse still, maybe hitting. And some people, they retract and they keep everything inside. Some people turn to substance abuse and binge eating. We need to learn some new, healthier techniques and strategies which are more supportive and give you fast relief and control. We need to learn some new, healthier techniques and strategies which are more supportive. Here's a quote I like, and I think it applies to this video. Confucius said, "Life is really quite simple, but we go about trying to make it more complicated than it is." So let's be smart about this. Let's keep it simple. Now, there are two aspects of stress you need to understand. One, stress is what happens in your body. It's not what happens in the outside situation. The stress response is what happens inside you based on your interpretations or your response to the situation or the circumstances. And you can control your interpretation. So, your perception is reality. And what influences your perception? The questions you ask about a situation. And two, the stress response to the situation is neither good nor bad in and of itself. It truly depends on the situation and the circumstances. And the stress response is good when it protects us in a dangerous situation or when it prevents us from doing dumb things. You should also understand something called the circle of control. The outer circle is where many spend too much time. This is the area of concern. This area contains things we can't control or influence. Things like, well, the traffic, weather, wars, the continents shifting on the globe. You see, we can't do anything about these things, and many people spend time in this area. There's no point worrying about things you can't control. The next area is the area of influence, and this is the area where we have some sort of influence, but we're not really in control yet. For example, the work environment, family life, other people's actions, or their feelings. Truly where we want to be is the area of control, and this is what we should strive for. In this area, we can control and guide what happens in our life. We can control what we eat, what we think, how we talk, who we choose to interact with, how we react to a situation, our work habits, our study habits, and so on. And this is where peace of mind and confidence comes from, and where stress, worry, and anxiety leaves us. So let's take a look at this diagram. This is the upside down triangle diagram, and it shows how most people live their life in terms of stress reduction. Most people are putting out fires. They're dealing with the situation. This is a reactive state where you're not in control. And most people spend most of their time here. The next level, this is a little bit better. Some people spend their time here, and this is changing your perception. And again, this is prevention and it's proactive. And finally, very few people focus on balancing their physiology, and this is truly the foundation or the base for stress reduction. And again, a very proactive state where you're in control. Please don't live like this. It's incredibly unhealthy, and as we saw at the start of the video, it has all those negative effects on your physiology and your life. A more structured, healthier way to live and can reduce your stress is where you focus on balancing your physiology, and this is vital. This is the foundation for stress reduction. More important as well is changing your perception, and this is again prevention. And finally, dealing with the acute stress or stressful situations. This is, as you know it as, putting out fires or the treatment phase. This is when we're in the reactive stage. We don't have much control over when these things happen, so we need to learn new strategies and techniques for managing them for when they do happen. And again, changing your perception and balancing your physiology is proactive, and it puts you in control. When you're dealing with the situation and putting out fires, you're in a reactive stage and you're not in control. So let's focus on the proactive and being in control. So really, stress reduction can be as simple as 1, 2, 3. Most people understand the treatment phase. That's the last stage. That's dealing with situations. That's where you apply stress reduction techniques. You may have heard this as called stress management, but really, that's really just when you're coping and you're in the reactive stage. A more positive approach is prevention. This is where we learn how to change our perception. This is when you get back into control and you start getting peace of mind and confidence. And more importantly, as we saw, we build our foundation. This is most important. This is the base that the other stages are leveraged off. So it's really important to build your foundation. And we'll look at some of the ways to do that, including improving your sleep, balancing your blood sugar, reducing toxicity, enhancing your nutritional status, and so on. But for now, as a brief overview, let's look at step 3, the treatment or coping steps, that of applying acute stress management techniques. And here, you can discover some of the many powerful yet really simple steps that you can take to get fast, quick relief and feel like you're back in control. So breathe deep and relax. Let's look at some of these techniques because they include things like plan better and master time management. Other things like focus on the important, not the urgent. The 4 A's: avoid, accept, alter, and adapt. How about learning how to say no? Many of us need to do this. And from a guy's point of view, speaking to the women that are listening and watching this, please learn how to say no. Many of us will continue to push and ask and make requests of you, and if you don't learn how to say no, you will feel overwhelmed and overburdened. Use the concept of good, better, and best. Sometimes the situations dictate that we can't have the best, so let's settle down and get back into using this concept of good, better, and best. And instead of focusing on the end result, because we just watched the Olympics, some of these people are looking 8 years down the road, 4 years down the road. If they focus on the end, they might not get there. So let's focus on making progress. And we can focus on changing our moods with movement and music. And surround yourself with like-minded people. Very important. And reduce clutter and deal with procrastination. These are important areas to master. And learning the concept of letting it go. If we don't, some of these thoughts can eat around us and they eat us up inside. They're like a poison, and we have to learn to let them go. Develop the attitude of gratitude and forgiveness. And ultimately, let's add more fun to our lives. Now, why not pick one of these areas and practice and master it for a week, and then pick another and master it? And after a short while, you will be master of your own destiny. And following articles and videos will help you do this, and they're going to step-by-step ways on how to do it. One area I greatly enjoy, and I hope you do as well, is that of the attitude of gratitude. Learning to see the good through the bad and the positives over the negatives. Some questions you can ask yourself include: focus on the positive. Look for opportunities in negative events. Ask, what good things happened today? What did I enjoy? And instead of what did I get, ask, what did I contribute or give today? And how did I help others? As well, what did I learn today? Who do I love? And who loves me? What do I already have? What am I thankful for? These are great questions you can review and reflect upon throughout the day and at the end of the day. And if you have children, why not ask them? Why not ask your significant other and partner? You see, can you now understand why mastering acute stress reduction techniques are vital for you to feel better and in control? However, they are only a small part of a larger strategy of learning how to reduce your stress. You have to learn how to change your perception, which is prevention, and building a strong, solid foundation by balancing your physiology. I have to ask you a question. What would happen if you learned some new strategies? How would your life improve? What would happen if you really got and learned how to handle and master your acute stress? How would that change your outlook on the world? If you could master even 1 or 2 of these techniques, in how many ways would your life improve? These are great questions to reflect upon. You see, this question, what if, many people fill it in with a negative. What about if we fill it in with a positive? Thus, stress reduction is really as simple as 1, 2, 3. We have to learn some of the treatment and stress management techniques, but it's more important to learn about changing our perception and focusing on prevention, where we get real control. And ultimately, we have to build a strong foundation, which is the base that the others are leveraged off. And there's lots more detailed techniques and strategies in the other videos in this free educational training series, and you can watch them at Stress Reduction, Stress Relief, untitled.com.